What's going on, y'all? This your boy Blanco from Sports Match. Back at y'all with another video. And this video is my prediction video. Finally, I think this is my first real prediction video, but this is my prediction video for Canelo versus Triple G. Tomorrow night, you know, it's going down. I wish I could have made this video a little earlier, but I've been real busy, you know, with regular everyday life, getting money things. So if you've been keeping up with my channel, you should know I really want Canelo to win. And for this video, I want you guys to know I'm actually picking Canelo to win. But I'm not just going to say that, you know, I'm going to tell you guys why. So one of the reasons why I decided to go with Canelo instead of Triple G, and we're going to get straight to the point, because a lot of my dudes been coming at me for picking Canelo, saying I get all my predictions wrong, which I don't. I only lost money on a fight, you know, once recently, and the other 2-3 times I won money. But so I try to stress this to them, and I don't feel like people hear me when I stress this, but Triple G does not move his fucking head at all, really. His head movement is non-existent. I'm not saying he's not a great fighter or a good fighter, but I'm just stating facts. He's not a head movement guy or a bend at the waist guy. And I was recently watching a Trout fight because one of my dudes thought, and at the time I thought Canelo lost 2. I got a scorecard going. I think I'm up to like round 10, and I got Canelo by maybe 1 point. Trout was missing a ton of punches. I don't think live I was paying attention to how many punches Trout was actually missing. Like, he was missing a lot. But one thing that I saw in this fight is, you know, I couldn't really use the Laura fight because Laura was on a back foot so much. And I couldn't really use the Mayweather fight because Mayweather was more so kinda, you can't hit me and I'ma just pick you apart. And that's not how Triple G fight. So I like the Trout fight because Trout throw a lot of punches. I'm not saying Triple G's a high volume guy, but one thing it showed me is Canelo can get out the way of a lot of punches. Like, even on the ropes, he could kind of be, you know, Triple G could probably throw, well, not Triple G, but Canelo could be on the ropes and the guy could be throwing punches at him, and out of 8 punches, only 2 might land. And against Triple G, could those 2 potentially hurt you? Of course it can, but the whole thing is both these guys have power. I know Abel Sanchez been going in on Canelo about, you know, he don't really got no power like that, or he slapped with his punches. But I think we could tell that Canelo has power also. Nobody's laughing when they get hit by fucking Canelo Alvarez. But the whole thing is, I feel like Triple G is the harder puncher, of course, but how often are you gonna land those harder punches? Like, if the head movement and the waist movement is making you miss, that's making you tire out, and that's gonna be if I'm moving, I'm gonna tire you out when you punching, and it could also discourage you. So what I'm trying to get to is, I could see Canelo I want to say tiring Triple G out, because I think Triple G might have better stamina than Canelo. From what I've seen Canelo get a little tired, you know, pace himself a little more. But I just feel like everybody feel like, you know, this is going to be some big back and forth, caution to the win fight, and it's really not. And Canelo is going to be making this guy miss a lot of punches. He's not, Triple G's really not that fast. So Canelo should be able to see these shots coming and, you know, get out the way of most of them. Another reason why I feel like Canelo is gonna win is because he's more youthful. Yes, he was more youthful and younger than Mayweather, but Mayweather has the best defense. Triple G has nowhere near the best defense. So you know, being younger in this fight is definitely an advantage, especially in a fight against a guy. Yeah, he's a puncher, but he's not nothing like you can't touch him. And that was the main issue in Canelo's only loss. He just couldn't touch the guy. And he's going to be able to find Golovkin. That's not questionable. So I feel like in a grueling fight, nobody would say in a grueling fight, I'd rather be the older guy by like 8 years or some shit. Nobody would pick that. They would want to be the more younger in prime guy. So that's always an advantage. But another advantage for Canelo, I feel, is the speed. The term speed kills, it's a term, speed kills, but it's also a term timing beats speed. But my issue with this fight is, we all know Canelo's way faster than Triple G, at least hand-wise. He got cement feet, but he got fast hands. But another thing is, Canelo, I feel like, has better timing than Triple G. Timing beats speed, but Canelo has the speed and the timing. There's certain things that he does in there with those counters that you gotta really pay attention to. Like, you gotta really be focused and have really good timing to hit these guys. I don't know if you remember when he was fighting Kirkland and Kirkland was coming forward and he hurt Kirkland, but Kirkland was trying to throw back and he was stepping back and he timed the perfect uppercut and like just dropped him. So Canelo has very good counter punching. He has very good timing, and like I just mentioned, he had very good speed. So Canelo has good power, solid power, fast hands. He moves his fucking head. He bends at the waist. He could counter you, and he's youthful. I know probably it sounds funny when I say that shit, but he's younger. He's the younger lion in the ring. So that all of that together, you know, to me gives him a good advantage. Another advantage is the competition. Yeah, I know that I'm not the biggest fan of the weight bully shit, and he did fight smaller guys, but if we didn't forget, Triple G's best opponent probably before Jacobs, of course, because Jacobs today I think is his best opponent. But before Jacobs, it was Kell Brook, and Kell Brook was actually jumping up 2 divisions to fight Triple G. So we can't really knock Canelo too much about his best fights coming against smaller guys, when basically Triple G didn't really have many huge big name guys, and you know, one of his 2 top guys was actually a little dude that actually was getting in his ass. I don't think Canelo was getting outboxed by Khan in a sense early, but I don't feel like he was getting touched up like Triple G was getting touched up with Brook. Brook was really touching him up when he let his hands go, and that was another fight that made me feel like, damn, this dude don't even move his fucking head. Like, you have to move your fucking head. But anyways, like I was saying, the competition. And I'm gonna name these fights, but I know, you know, Trout is disputed, Lord, but it's not always about, I mean, it's about winning, but it's also about who you have had the opportunity to share the ring with. So we running through Canelo, just like a quick off the top of my head shit. We got Trout, Mayweather, Lara, Angulo, Cotto, Mosley. Hold up, I know I'm missing people. Cotto, Mosley, Chavez. I don't really want to count Chavez. That motherfucker really ain't do shit too much. Not Liam Walsh. She been in there with Khan. Yeah, Khan was small, but what middleweight is gonna have the speed, the hand speed or the movement that Khan had? Like, being able to deal with Khan hand speed and Tom Khan to make timing a guy like Triple G even more easier. It's little things that you gotta think about. And I know I got off topic with the guys he beat, but he's been in there with those guys. Now, when we talk about Triple G, who has he really been in there with? Who has he been in there with that could compare to a Mayweather or a Lara? Nobody. Like, even Cotto's like a great fighter, and like these guys, it's levels to this shit. And Triple G beat Lemieux and Stevens, but none of them guys is considered great. Probably won't ever be considered great. No knock on none of them, and I fucks with both of them, but mainly Stevens, you know, from Brooklyn. Shout out to Brooklyn. But who does he really have? I think Jacobs was, you know, Jacobs has a lot of potential, all the potential in the world. Miracle Man survived fucking cancer. Once again, shout out to Brooklyn. But in that fight, a lot of people feel you lost. From the eye test, I thought he lost too, but I don't want to say he lost because I didn't do my own personal scorecard like I'm gonna start doing for all these fights. But yeah, you lost that, and then with the smaller guy, you can't say. See, the thing is, they say, you know, Jacobs. You can't compare Jacobs because Jacobs' success also came because of his size advantage and his height advantage. But Brooks' success came, and he was way smaller than fucking Golovkin. Like, let's not forget about that. Let's not forget that Canelo hands is probably faster than Brooks in combination, and Brooks was lighting Triple G ass up. So another reason is I'm not sure about how Triple G and his team feels about the judges. Somehow he got a draw in the Mayweather fight. I thought he actually pulled off the lower fight. I gotta finish scoring his Trout fight, but people thought he lost that fight. But the thing on the word on the streets is you really can't win a decision. Now that Mayweather's retired, you can't. Anybody else can't win a decision against Canelo. You have to knock him out. Do I agree with that? Honestly, if it's a draw, if we watch this fight and it's like, damn, razor thin, Canelo's gonna get the decision, I don't even want to bullshit you guys. That's how it's gonna go. I honestly do feel like this fight, I don't think Triple G needs a knockout to win, but I do feel like he needs to win by at least like 2-3 rounds. If he wins by like a round, he lost. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. The judges is gonna get the shit to Canelo. So this ties into what I'm saying, because if I feel like this, we don't know if he feels like this. He might feel like he has to knock Canelo out to win. And when you feel like that, it alters the way you're gonna fight for that night. If you look at the Trout fight, when they was first, you know, fighting or whatnot, going back and forth, Trout might have thought he was winning, but once, you know, it was open scoring at that time. So once they told him he was losing, he had to fight a certain way. So like knowing certain things or thinking certain things will make you alter the way you fight. And if Triple G if in his mind is any thought that, damn, I really need to blow this guy out the water or knock him out, that could fuck up his game plan. Because if we had a normal Triple G that was coming in the ring not worrying about bad decisions, maybe he will fight different. And there's little things like that people don't really think about too much. Because I don't have any doubt Canelo's not worried about the knockout. Canelo knows he could win a decision, fair or close. I think he could win a fair decision. But even if it's close, they're gonna give the fight to Triple G. Not saying like, oh, I'm bragging about the shit. Nah, I'm just, you know, keeping it a buck with y'all. I try to think of all the things when you know, make these predictions. But that's a lot of reasons right there, and I think it's a little more. At the weigh-in, I watched the weigh-in today. I heard a rumor about Canelo not making weight. I don't know. I saw the guy at the scale, and it looked like they nodded that, you know, he made weight. It wasn't no big, oh, he made weight, ladies and gentlemen. And they're saying Canelo got off the scale too fast. I don't know, but until further notice or proven, I'm not gonna go off of that. I'm not gonna say it's facts, because it's really not yet, at least. But Canelo looked to be in tremendous shape. That boy is in shape. Triple G muscles don't win fights, we all know that. But that boy is in damn good shape, and he filled out good at this weight. I could say I honestly noticed the difference in his body. No homo, pause, whatever the fuck y'all want to say. But I noticed the difference in his body. And some people think that the muscles might slow him down, but it's not like he put on that much muscle mass. He just looked like he got a little bit bigger and more defined. But Canelo is in tremendous shape. Triple G looks, like I said, Triple G, he was in cool shape and everything. You know, he's 35, but shit, that boy Canelo looked like he is ready. He really been busting his ass to train for this fight. Another thing, you know, popped in my head while I was talking about the weights is Triple G has a great jab, But I'm gonna tell you guys this: if he doesn't bring his jab back home after he throws that great jab, that right hand is gonna meet his chin before his left hand meets it. I tell you that much. Canelo, he got little moves that he do that usually only really Mayweather pulls off smooth. But Canelo is doing, he could kind of do a pull counter type thing or a lean counter type thing. Or he could do like a lean counter or pull counter and counter you and then dip under your hook. If you're orthodox, like Canelo got some little Mayweather type moves, and these shits is really gonna come in handy. Can Triple G knock him out? I feel absolutely. The motherfucker was gifted with power, and he's not no rock'em sock'em guy. He got a really good jab and good fundamentals. He wouldn't have won a silver medal in the Olympics if he didn't. Like, Triple G is the truth. I'm not hating on Triple G at all. But my thing is, if Canelo defense, if he uses defense like I know he could, then shit could start looking real crazy in there, because we're gonna have one guy that hit extremely hard, not landing the hard shots like he want to, and the other guy that hits hard, dumping on him. And we know that Canelo's combos could be random and amazing. I mean random in the sense of you don't know what the fuck he's gonna throw in that combination. You really don't know. Another thing is on the inside, Triple G, I don't know how comfortable he don't always look too comfortable on the inside, and I think Canelo could find little ways to make enough space and dump on him. I think he doesn't really want to trade with Canelo too much. I wouldn't want to, because yes, you do have more power, but I feel like Canelo has the better timing, and Canelo has the more fluent combinations. Triple G isn't no crazy combination guy. He does put his punches together well and have great punch placement, but that's kind of on the stationary target. The things that give Canelo issues, I mean Canelo is stationary, but Canelo issue is with movers like Laura and Mayweather, even though Mayweather didn't move as much as people said when he fought Canelo. But those is more defensive guys give him trouble. I know some of y'all feel like, you know, defensive guys to give everybody trouble, and that could be true, but that's been Laura's big issues. People that you can't just stand, I mean, that's been Canelo's big issues. You can't just stand in front of Canelo like shit is sweet, because it's really not. You can't just stand in front of, who just gonna stand in front of Canelo? And I don't mean just stand in front of him and not throw no jabs or nothing. Yeah, I know G gonna do that, but my thing is, you're gonna be there. Canelo doesn't have to go looking for you, and you're gonna be trying to dump. You wanna try to land your shit, but Canelo has actually the longer reach. I don't know if he will be able to control the distance better than Triple G, because Triple G is good at that, but that's another thing in his favor. So but what really had me sold on Canelo was kind of the defense. Like I said, like, you gotta move your fucking head, and you gotta have more than one dimension. I honestly feel like what I saw in the Brook fight, even with Triple G, and we can't say, you know, Brook was too big or too tall or too big. 180 on fight night. Brook was a little guy compared to him. And one thing that I noticed in that fight is he can get touched up. I noticed that in the Wade fight also. Like, he just stay there and get touched up, because he know his power is gonna get to you before yours get to him. But I don't think nobody takes punches on purpose. The guy don't move his fucking head. That's how he getting hit with hooks, straight punches to the head, and uppercuts all in the same sequence, because he has no head movement. And I think no head movement against a guy like Canelo is very dangerous. But man, I just can't wait to see this fight. I gave y'all a lot of reasons why. I'm not just gonna, like I said, I'm not just gonna tell y'all Canelo. I like Canelo, so I want Canelo to win. Nah, it ain't even no shit like that. I just told y'all exactly why I feel how I feel. If Triple G wins, I'm not a hater. More power to him. I actually like Triple G. It's just that I fucks with Canelo more. And I think Canelo's the more skilled fighter. Triple G was more, I mean, Triple G is skilled also. It's different types of skill, but Canelo has more of the skill with the talent. Triple G is more straight up and down, which by any means in his case isn't a bad thing. It's a great thing to have your fundamentals and everything so sound. But that boy Canelo is nasty. I don't see too much shit that Triple G did or does that make me say, damn, that was nasty, other than probably niggas' reaction when he putting them on their back. that's about it. And I don't even think he really been tested to the body like that. Not saying Canelo has been super tested to the body. I didn't bring up chins because I feel like they both got good chins. Triple G says he never been hurt, but he looked hurt in the Brook fight. He looked hurt at times, and not like noticeably hurt against Jacob, but I think Brook hurt him. I think Jacobs hurt him. Canelo did get hurt by Cotto's older brother, but that was so long ago. I'm not even trying to make excuses. It's like we never really saw Canelo look like he was really like, other than that, like about to go down or anything. I mean, it's okay to get knocked down, but y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. But this your boy Blanco from Sports Match. I've been rambling for long enough. I want to get to some other videos. They just made that Lomachenko and Rigondeaux is set. Wilder Ortiz is set. I'm hyped up. I got prediction videos to think about. But for this one right here, we rocking out with the boy Nello. Not because I like Nello, but because of all the reasons I just told y'all. But I hope my dude pull this shit off, because I don't want to hear nothing after this fucking fight. If Triple G win, all the credit in the world to him. No excuses. So I hope it's the same if my boy Canelo pull it off. But hit that notification bell. Like the video. Comment on the video. And like I said, like a couple minutes ago, or whatever, words ago, make sure you hit that notification bell, because I'm going to be dropping more and more videos, and you guys could be some of the first people to get my insights on all these amazing fights that we got coming up. And y'all know I'm already feeling good. It's a Friday night right now, so I don't even know what time it is. But anyways, I'm going to holler at y'all in the next video. I'm out. One.